by San Jose State student athletes Majanique Ladd and Megan Anderson after the Spartans fell to Boise State 112-80. We'll open it up to questions, guys.
Megan, it seemed like you were finding your groove from outside. Can you talk about just your confidence and your ability to knock down those shots and perhaps do it on a consistent basis?
Yeah, I definitely found shots tonight. The defensive end really hurt us. Offense, we were obviously finding our open threes and stuff and driving the lane, but we weren't moving enough, and then also weren't getting back, and they were getting too many easy layups and threes.
This is for both of you guys. Why were they hitting so many threes on you guys? What happened?
It's called bad defense.
We didn't have our hands up. We knew they had shooters, and we didn't close out hard enough.
Megan, you was at Clovis West. Boise State has a player from there. What do you know about her and just her abilities as well, and just matching up against a player from your high school?
Yeah, she's definitely a really good player. She actually only played with my high school for a year. She transferred over from another high school in our area, and she was a great asset to our high school team. But playing against her tonight was it was cool and stuff, but she did good for their team, and she played to her strengths.
Question for Megan. Your previous career high in points was 14, and tonight you scored 15. How does it feel breaking the record for yourself?
Yeah, it just wasn't enough to win the game. It was cool, but not enough.
For both of you guys, it seemed like all game they were, like they said, hitting threes all game without a problem. Was there ever a moment in the first, it seemed more kind of like pace, a lot of tempo, very quick. At least for like the first 5-6 minutes of the first quarter. After that, they kind of fell into their rhythm. Where was that turning point from what you guys said?
You want me to get that?
Yeah.
Was there ever a turning point for them, or was it always just hitting threes, and you guys just couldn't count it?
I'm gonna just answer the question the way I think I heard the question. I think the turning point for us was the halftime talk our coach gave us. We knew they had shooters, but I think it was kind of an awakening call first half, especially Lufer. Geez, you can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the turning point was our communication on defense and being quicker on defense as well, because that's how they get their shots is defense moving slow and defense falling asleep. So yeah.
Anything else?
Just can you talk about just within the conference play? Just giving up as many points as you guys did in that halftime. It was the most that you guys have given up since the UCLA game. As far as conference play, what kind of coming off after a game like this? What do you guys have to do to turn it around, considering that this is 112 points that you guys gave up?
Our coach said this week what type of points we're averaging and offenses and everything, and it's a matter of how many points you're giving up on the other end, and we definitely have to stop giving the other team second chances on O boards, and we need to close out on shooters.
Ladies, thank you very much. Okay, we're here with San Jose State women's head basketball coach Jamie Craighead after the Spartans fall to Boise State 112-80. Coach, can you start us off with an opening statement?
I don't know where you really start with that. Megan Anderson hit some shots. It was a tough night. Boise State played really well, shot the lights out. Riley Lufer, we challenged our kids to guard her with their hands up. They chose not to do that in the first half, and so she just got it going, and it made it tough. And then we gave up the rebounds again, and we continue to tell them that hopefully maybe that was embarrassing enough that they'll go, okay, like, we get it. The Nevada loss with the rebounds, and then this one back to back. So we got to make some changes there. But ultimately, I'm the coach. I'm going to take this one. We weren't ready to play. It's coming off our first bye week. We've got a lot of young players that maybe don't really understand what you're supposed to do with the bye week. You're supposed to rest. You're supposed to recover. You're supposed to get prepared for the opponent that played somebody else when you had a bye. And it just didn't look like we had much of a bye week, obviously.
What did you say at halftime? Obviously the team played better in the second half. Was there anything specific at halftime that you talked about other than the rebounding?
I mean, at that point, when you're down and in a hole like that, our kids know we're in a hole. So I just went in there and challenged them to play better defense and rebound and to do what I want them to do on the offensive end, which is have more movement, get the ball moving, move it side to side a couple of times so that we can see if they're as good as we say that they are defensively. Ultimately, coming to the game, we knew that they were pretty good defensively on the first side and a little bit on the second side, but the third side we felt like we could score. And I thought in the second half we were moving the basketball more. Our shooters got open looks because of it, and that helped us. And sometimes that's hard when you have players who, sometimes they want to take over when it feels like it's going haywire instead of just trust the offense. And ultimately, I think that's what happened with us in the first half. I can't use all 4 timeouts in the first half. I always think my team has a chance, even though we were down at half, and I thought that their effort was better in the second half as well.
Open it up to questions.
What was your guys' game plan defending the 3 tonight specifically?
Honestly, we've been really good at defending the 3-point line. We're like top 4 in the conference, probably because we defend our own shooters every practice. But today, I mean, there was really one kid we are worried about. And I think because when she gets it going, everybody else relaxes. And it was Lufer, 21. She was 18 of 31 in her last 2 games. So we tried to, from the 3-point line, not the field. So we mentioned to our players, if you have a hand down, if your hands aren't up and you're not pressuring her to put it on the ground, she's going to get it off. So it was just too easy it looks. She didn't get as many in the second half, and we did a much better job against her. But that was really the game plan, to protect the 3-point line. We felt like we could do that out of both of our defenses, and we just kept losing her. Coach,
keeping it on the 3-point line, Megan Anderson had a solid game, but also you guys got some help from Elise. I think she's 3 threes away from tying the sophomore record with this program. Just your thoughts on that?
Annalise, she has come around really nicely from a year ago. As a coach, you hope that your players who maybe didn't play as much as freshmen and want a bigger role progress every year. They have a 4-year career, and as a sophomore, I think that she gives us a lift from that 3-point line. She's a tremendous shooter. She's a better shooter than she's even showing. She's a better defender than she's showing. So for us right now, I think it's great that she is progressing on the offensive end, and now I'm challenging her to really be a contributor on the defensive end too. I think that when another team has a shooter is the best to guard them, because you have a mindset of, when someone's hands are down on me, I'm going to get the shot. And so that's really the role I want her to accept and take on, and I think that she can do that better. But again, she's really young, and she's trying to figure it all out. I thought that in the second half she did it better when she got a chance to guard Lufer, and so I think that she's coming along really nicely for us.
Yes, Coach, so over the course of Mountain West play, the team started with a big win over Utah State and an upset over a good New Mexico team, and a pretty miraculous win over Air Force, and then 2 straight 25-plus point losses. Although this team has shown the capability to win, it seems that there is a lack of consistency in terms of quality of play. Would you agree with that assessment?
Have you ever spent time around 17 and 18-year-olds? We have a very, very young group. 17 and 18-year-olds, consistency is not the easiest thing for them. One day it's, I'm good, I'm ready to go. The next day it's, I didn't get enough sleep because I stayed up till 2 a.m. And it's just understanding at this point, like for them, the things they can control, they have to control. There's things they don't know. I mean, ultimately, you try and you want to build a program that you play juniors and seniors. Well, we had a little bit of a rebuild when I first got here, and there weren't a whole lot of upperclassmen, and so now we're getting a second wave of those underclassmen, and they're just learning things on the fly. It's a lot of stuff they have to know, and it really hurt us on the defensive end tonight, and it's just the urgency you have to have. And at Nevada, it was a tough game for us. They have probably the best post players in the conference, and so our size wasn't very effective against them because our young size still is trying to figure out how to battle without hitting people's hands off to pick up a stupid 4th foul, or when you can armbar somebody and when you have to actually play them. It's just little things that they're trying to figure out, and so consistency is absolutely the key at this level, and it's the hardest thing to get young players to buy into.
Clearly this is one of the younger teams in the country, but would you say as far as this rebuilding or trying to establish these young players that you guys are ahead of schedule?
I don't know if I look at it ahead of schedule. What I would tell you is that we have freshmen that can go out and compete. I coached a group of freshmen last year that weren't all ready to compete. But, I mean, the Megan Andersons, the Danae Marquez's, the Sydney Lewis's, the Michaela Wilsons, those guys are going out and they're contributing. And they're solid sometimes, and sometimes they're not. So if you're asking if I'm concerned about our future ahead of schedule, we've got a long ways to go. But I feel pretty confident that this group is going to be the group that we'll be able to really build something around and make people proud and turn a corner here. We've been close to turning that corner, but we haven't quite done that. And that's what we're trying to do with this group. They're going to be together for a long time. So if they can get better this year, if we can win some more games, we're going to try like heck to win some games. I think that we can. I know that we can. But the consistency part comes in always with that.
Coach, being down by 30 plus more in the fourth quarter, what do you see from your players and what do you want to see from them during that time?
At Nevada, I felt like we played the scoreboard. They knew they were down and they were struggling to kind of fight through that, and their heads hung. And I basically just have told them that at the end of the day, if you expect really good things to happen for you on the court, you have to be tough-minded and you have to play for 40 minutes, no matter what that scoreboard says, because then good things happen. Maybe not this game, but maybe the next game or the game after that. And I thought I saw that today. You know, they played through to the last minute. Danae Marquez stripped the kid twice, you know, and then they fouled. And I got hot because then they don't call the breakaway layup. She bumps her off her path, and so now we don't have a chance to score that. And thankfully, she apologized. She made a good decision. But no, they played it all the way out. It was good to see Megan got a few more touches. It would have been nice if she could have got that last one to go down, but she had a great night shooting. So,
not basketball related, but more of the apparel. It seemed like you and the coaching staff were wearing all black. Meanwhile, the players had all the same shoes except for Afoka.
yeah.
Did you notice that at all? Or was
No, they just got new shoes. The new Dames got released, and they were in white with blue. They like that on their home. They're really particular. I think Maya doesn't like that hers aren't broken in all the way. They don't care. They like the look for the rest of them. All black. Mine's charcoal. Lost a little weight so I could fit into one of my old suits. So young team stress you out a little too. It's easier to lose weight that way. But yeah, nothing going on with that.
Yeah, and to answer your question, yes, I was a 17 and 18-year-old, and
Yeah.
I made plenty of mistakes. And back to basketball, you began your career working for Coach Fresnel at Seattle Pacific.
I
and
sure
to this
did.
Day, do you still keep in touch with
We
them?
went to dinner last night. Yeah.
Nice.
Really good friend of mine. Great mentor. Got me my first job in the business. Taught me a lot of things I know offensively, and obviously his team was better offensively tonight. I hate playing against him because he just seems to have our number, and at some point we got to turn that tide. But he is a great friend, a great mentor, a great man, a great coach, and I respect him dearly.
Sid got, I think, 2 quick fouls in the first 3 or 4 minutes. You had to pull her out. It was
Yep.
11-8 game at that point. Not to say that Sid was the difference. They finished that quarter, the first quarter, on a 27-7 run.
Yeah.
How tough is it? I guess in 2 parts. How tough is it when a player like Sid goes out, which gives you some size inside, and a little bit of a presence, and that you really don't have anyone who you brought in to play the trail post, playing the trail post?
Yeah,
those
it's
two
difficult right now because Hallie is out with a concussion, and Dre had the season-ending ACL. She just had her surgery, so she'll be back. But so now we've converted Fiamea, a wing, who's supposed to be Mai's backup this year, to play the trail spot. So injuries have played a role in what we do. But, you know, ultimately, I've got this group of posts, MK, Cheen, Lex, Sid, and MK is the most ready to be on the perimeter, but sometimes it's not her comfort zone, and so we're trying to fill a void right now. It would have been nice to have Hallie tonight. She got the concussion 2 days ago in practice, gets an elbow to the back of the head, and just in the wrong place. Rebound comes down, hits her. And with Dre out, Dre was playing pretty good minutes for us. I was really excited about her in the conference, and so it's made it tough, but everyone's dealing with that. He's got some injuries, and everybody in the conference does. You just got to kind of play through and figure it out.
Any other questions? Coach, thank you very much. Good luck at Wyoming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.